What up, guys? So today I have a really weird blocking bulwark build. I am using the Artificer Chainsword because of the swing speed. The blocking chainsword, the Artificer version, might be the fastest chainsword in the game. So I am using the blocking perks for Bulwark. And it's actually really interesting how they built the perks to work with blocking. Because with Bulwark, blocking is very awkward. So you would think there wouldn't be any blocking perks with Bulwark, but there are actually quite a few here. Well, basically two. I'm getting a shock field. I'm getting a shock field on block, and then I obviously also have defensive mastery. Now, it does take me a little bit to really get the hang of blocking with Bulwark. Basically, what you want to do with Bulwark is tap your block button twice. It's a little bit different than how other classes do it. Normally, you just need to press it once. I go through I go through a couple fights before I actually start to really grasp how to block with Bulwark. For example, this fight, I was able to get some shock down, which is okay, but then I got teed up by that Ravener, and that definitely hurt. Now, we do have a really strong banner. This banner is increasing, I believe it's increasing my damage and also doing its own area of effect damage. And also I have invigorating icon. So I am healing myself and my banner is doing damage at the same time. Of course, I'm also getting armor because of the banner. And as you can see right here, this build can play very, very ruthlessly. This build overall took me quite a bit to start to understand. I still even want to go back and see if I can just use it a little bit better, because I genuinely think there is great potential for blocking Bulwark, especially with this chainsword. Now, I kind of want to bring this chainsword onto tactical and see how good it is. Maybe blocking as well, of course. The blocking chainsword, the Oath, I'm going to call it, is a very fun weapon, just basically because of how aggressive it is. The swing speed and the fact that it's a chainsword and the fact that I'm playing Bulwark. I believe I have the shield bash gives me extra melee damage as well, so I don't really lose out on too much damage going from Relic into Artificer. In fact, the DPS you can get from the extra swing speed kind of makes it a little bit worth it. It really depends on your playstyle. Now, this is where I started to get a hold of how strong this build can be. If the banner is dropped, it is doing area of effect damage, and then also I'm getting an increased damage overall. And then I can use a shield bash to increase my total damage, well, my melee damage. Oh, that was a weird, that was a weird animation bug right there. And not to mention, I'm still using blocking, so I have a passive damage bonus when I decide to land my blocks. Purely going on swing speed is where I really wanted to try this weapon out at first. And I kind of just figured, hey, you know what? I'll block when I need to, but let's just try to get some melee swings in. Let's drop some banners. The plasma pistol does a really good job at keeping my DPS overall steady. But still, this build is going to surprise you at the end of this operation. I guarantee it. So, see, there it is. Basically, you have to make sure you two-tap it so you have the chainsword up. And you do land the shock area of effect, and then that also can stack with the damage over time for the banner. So you can get like 2 layers of area of effect damage with the blocking chainsword, which means that you can still get even more damage from the blocks. Now, see right there, I get the melee bonuses for the shield bash, and we shred. We absolutely shred that Biobore. I'm not even sure if anyone had a headshot there. We just really we just went at it. The chainsword is so much fun. I am super happy I tried this build, even though it's a little unorthodox and it takes a bit of practice. I genuinely think there is a build for blocking for Bulwark. And see right here, by the way, you see the banner drop. And the Majorists that were in our way, they're completely gone now, especially because of the shock area of effect right there. Yeah, that the DPS on this build actually stacks up pretty high. But see, the thing is, it's kind of hard to use. Blocking on Bulwark, even though it's doable, is still a little bit weird. Also, yeah, this was a pretty sick Spore Mine spawn, though, obviously. The Spore Mine's just coming out of the building. That was kind of sick looking. But yes, I know blocking Bulwark can be a little bit weird. It definitely takes some practice, but I definitely think the perks that are built around a blocking Bulwark are definitely worth it, especially defensive mastery. The fact that you can get defensive mastery with blocking Bulwark is kind of huge. But still, I will say I had used the banner. I needed Invigorating Icon quite a bit, quite a bit in this operation. I do my best to hit my teammates with the banner as well. Now, right there, because we have the tactical and the recon. That was just a lot of damage. the tactical with the recon and then the heavy just made it really easy to clear out any waves of Majorists, to be honest. Now, even here, I have the banner ready, so I could have healed the tactical, but they were not interested. It was a pretty weird situation as far as overall team healing. Now, that was pretty insane. That was all grenade damage. I feel like we definitely helped with maybe a plasma shot or two, but I feel like that was mostly grenade damage. Now, this is one of the toughest spots I've had for this build so far. The thing with this build is sometimes I get a little bit greedy. Like this banner, essentially, if I can get any of these extremists within the area of the banner, we can definitely shred them in a couple of seconds. But here I was actually trying to save my banner just in case, but I really should have dropped it pretty much now. Pretty much now would have been nice. Because with the blocking chainsword, if you make a mistake with your blocks, you are going to take a lot of damage. And it's a little bit risky with Bulwark. See, right here would also have been a good time to throw a grenade at least. But see, right there, I kind of get jumped on. I try to get my teammate rezzed, and yeah, I just get absolutely mauled. I definitely should have dropped the banner there. I was being greedy. I was being greedy with that banner. So our heavy here is actually at a rare moment of a last man standing. At least for me. Normally I'm not in this last man standing situation on this side of the last man standing. But still, the heavy knew what they were doing. They were able to take out the problematic extremists. I was sitting there. I was like, oh god, I was kind of ready to leave, but luckily, this heavy made some big plays, so good for him. Definitely drop your banners in situations where you want to pick up your team. Holy cow, I don't know what I was thinking there. Definitely was playing some stupid games with that one. But I more than make up that mistake with this Hive Tyrant fight. Now, as you've seen, our team overall, we have some really good DPS. We have a heavy, we have a tactical, and then we have a wild swinging chainsword using blocking Bulwark here. And we already have the Hive Tyrant at half. I just pick up that stim just in case. Figured why not. But there's a lot of stim packs that you can find within this arena. As in, you can also get lucky with the boxes as well. Now, right here was where I wanted to be with the Hive Tyrant. I wanted to be up close and personal with the Hive Tyrant. I wanted to try to land some blocks. You can even get late blocks. Like, I think I just had a late block there that didn't really register any extra blocking damage, but it still saved me from that swing. Blocking's actually kind of good defensively if you know what you're doing with it. Definitely here, though, I think I can improve with this build, but this phase 2, look at that damage. Look at that damage. There was a nice block that dropped the shock. The Hive Tyrant for phase 2 pretty much has half of his health gone already. Now, Now I drop the banner. I'm getting a damage boost from this, and there's an area of effect damage effect with the banner, and we absolutely melt Hive Tyrant Phase 2. That was the fastest Hive Tyrant I've ever had, and with everything that was happening as far as my team and the build actually started working at that moment, you saw the damage potential for this build. Blocking Bulwark takes a little bit to get used to, but the perks on this build are just so powerful. There's so much area of effect damage, and the fact that you can just relentlessly swing your chainsword makes this build worth a shot. I definitely want to get more practice with it because I have a feeling it could be much better than what I played there.